Behind the curtain, a glimpse into isolated North Korea. North Korea. It's a name that conjures images of military parades, a stern-faced dictator, and perhaps Dennis Rodman singing Happy Birthday in a truly bizarre display of international relations. But behind the carefully orchestrated propaganda lies a reality far more complex and, frankly, quite sad. We're talking about a nation shrouded in secrecy, where the Kim dynasty has held on to power for over 70 years with an iron fist. Imagine a place where information is tightly controlled, where the outside world is a distant whisper, and where every aspect of daily life is dictated by the state. That's North Korea. Now, getting accurate information out of North Korea is like trying to get a straight answer from a politician. Nearly impossible. Defectors' stories, smuggled-out footage, and satellite imagery offer us glimpses into this secretive state. What we see is a stark contrast between the lavish lives of the elite in Pyongyang and the harsh realities faced by ordinary citizens. Think of North Korea as a tragic theatrical production. The elaborate sets and booming pronouncements of the dear leader are designed to project an image of strength and prosperity. But behind the curtain, the reality for most North Koreans is a daily struggle for survival. It's a story of limited freedoms, constant surveillance, and an ever-present fear of the government. This is the reality we're about to explore. The regime's grip, from dawn till dusk. Imagine waking up each morning in a small, state-assigned apartment. Your living space is modest, likely shared with several family members. Forget about choosing where you want to live. The government decides that for you, often based on your perceived loyalty to the regime. Your day begins early. You might attend a neighborhood meeting where you'll listen to government propaganda broadcasts and receive your daily dose of indoctrination. The message is clear. The Kim family is supreme, the outside world is a threat, and loyalty to the state is paramount. Work is not a choice but an obligation. Most North Koreans are assigned jobs by the government. This could mean working in a factory, toiling on a collective farm, or even being a part of a large-scale construction project. The work is often physically demanding, the pay meager, and the conditions far from ideal. Indoctrination and labor, the cornerstones of control. Education in North Korea is anything but unbiased. From kindergarten, children are immersed in the ideology of the Kim dynasty. Imagine classrooms adorned with portraits of the great leader and dear leader, where history lessons revolve around the supposed heroism of the Kim family and the evils of the West. Critical thinking is strongly discouraged. Rote memorization and absolute obedience are the norm. The curriculum is carefully curated to instill loyalty to the regime and prepare students for lives dedicated to serving the state. After graduation, many young men face mandatory military service, often lasting a decade. This system ensures a large standing army and further ingrains obedience and discipline into North Korean society. Section 4. On survival and scarcity, the hunger for sustenance and freedom. Now let's talk about a topic that's close to everyone's heart, or stomach food. For many North Koreans, access to food is a daily struggle. The country has been plagued by chronic food shortages for decades, a result of government mismanagement, natural disasters, and international sanctions. The government operates a public distribution system, or PDS, which rations out essential food items like rice, corn, and cooking oil. However, the rations are often insufficient to meet the needs of families, and many rely on small backyard gardens or bartering to supplement their diets. This is where the black market, or jangmadang, comes in. It's a shadowy network where North Koreans buy and sell everything from food and clothing to electronics and foreign goods. The jangmadang has become a lifeline for many, offering a way to obtain essential items not available through official channels. Section 5. Whispers of dissent, a flicker in the dark. Despite the constant surveillance and harsh punishments for dissent, flickers of resistance do exist within North Korea. The very existence of the black market, where people engage in unauthorized economic activity, is a form of defiance against the state's control. Smuggled foreign media, particularly DVDs and USB drives containing South Korean dramas and Hollywood films, offer a glimpse of the outside world. These glimpses, though risky to possess, can chip away at the state's narrative and plant seeds of doubt about the regime's propaganda. The most daring act of resistance is defection, risking their lives and leaving behind everything they know. Some North Koreans choose to flee across the dangerous border into China, often with the hope of eventually reaching South Korea. Their stories, once they reach the outside world, provide valuable insights into the realities of life under the regime. Section 6, A World Beyond Walls, The Yearning for Change. The story of North Korea is a complex and often heartbreaking one. It's a story of a nation held captive by a regime that prioritizes its own power over the well-being of its people. But it's also a story of resilience, of ordinary people finding ways to survive and even resist in the face of overwhelming odds. The desire for freedom, for a better life, burns brightly in the hearts of many North Koreans. Whether it's expressed through quiet acts of defiance, whispered criticisms of the regime, or the dangerous decision to defect, the human spirit longs for something more than what the regime offers. As the world watches and waits, the question remains, what does the future hold for North Korea? Will the regime maintain its iron grip, or will the winds of change eventually sweep across this isolated nation? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the human desire for freedom is a powerful force, one that even the most oppressive regimes cannot extinguish forever.